But the dual perspective is it's okay to be proud for making some progress. That's perspective one. Hey, pat myself on the back. I got a podcast one out the door. My example. Your example, you have voiceover number 37 done, or voiceover number 4,000 or 2,000, whatever your milestone is. Maybe you've done 2 voiceovers, maybe you've done 400 or 4,000, whatever it is. Hey, pat yourself on the back. That's super cool. But the other side of it is I haven't arrived. On the podcast, it's easy for me. I had played thousands of hours of drums as a young guy, and he was constantly, some weeks he'd be beating me up about, you didn't practice enough, or you didn't practice correctly. We'll talk about that in one of the upcoming podcasts. How do you refine a process? Because it's not just repetition. It's not just 10,000 hours. It's what are you doing within those 10,000 hours where you're mastering a subject? So he'd go back and forth from, hey, that was really good. That's pretty amazing. Do you remember a month ago where you couldn't do that particular activity? And then now I'm doing it. And then 6 months later, he'd remind me of how bad I was. Then at the same time, his concept was always, you will never master the drums. You will never master any instrument, was his concept. If you're playing piano, if you're playing drums. And it really turns out later, I was able to realize, gee, if I'm an auto mechanic, if I'm fixing something around the house, if I'm baking or making pizza, I'll never be the ultimate at it. I'll never be up to my potential. And you will never be up to what you're capable of in terms of a voiceover artist, in terms of doing a podcast, in terms of anything we're going to do. We never arrive. And the people that I see succeeding in voiceover, and I've just watched thousands of people over quite a few years here, are the ones that are, they're not getting so down on themselves about every little thing that doesn't work. Because if I'm my normal self, I'm self-critical, like most of us, and I don't like, this is my third time through this whole thing because I don't like the first two, and I really didn't say I don't like them. I just said, I think I can do it better. I can give you more value. But you know what? This one's going out the door, good, bad, or indifferent, and I'm going to keep refining it. So this is our process. Do something. You can feel good about it for about 15 minutes or 15 days, depending on what we're doing and how long it took to accomplish that task. And then I need to turn around and say, okay, what am I going to do better the next time I podcast? What am I going to do better the next time I'm working a voiceover? What am I going to do better the next time I'm making a pizza? It really doesn't matter. We pat ourselves on the back for where we've gotten, and then we look at, well, what's the next step I can take?